Surprisingly, the best rookie quarterback in 2021 was by far Mac Jones. The Patriots selected the college star 15th overall, hoping that he could be the heir to Tom Brady. Well, he was pretty damn impressive as a rookie, leading New England to the playoffs on the back of 3,800 yards and 22 touchdowns. He even made the Pro Bowl, but that wasn't too surprising if you remember watching him tear it up at Alabama. Jones is an emerging star, but what about the players drafted before him? After his freshman year at Clemson, was already expected to be the first overall pick. He won a national championship, lost a national championship, and finished second in Heisman voting in 3 seasons. But once he got to the pros, he probably could have had a better rookie season. He was plagued with Urban Meyer as his head coach, and there was like a new distraction every week. Lawrence started in every game for Jacksonville and went 3-14 during the span, passing for just 12 touchdowns to a league-leading 17 interceptions. Things could have gone better, but now he has a revamped roster and Doug Peterson leading the charge at head coach. Another quarterback who got the chance to start in week 1 was Zach Wilson. Wilson showed flashes at times at BYU and then as a junior exploded onto the scene, passing for 33 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. The Jets took Wilson at 2, set to be New York's next franchise quarterback, learning alongside new head coach Robert Saleh. It was a rough start to the season for Wilson, who threw 9 interceptions in his first 5 career games, including 4 picks in his home opener. In week 9, Wilson sprained his PCL and had to miss 4 games. He did, however, improve over the course of the year and didn't end up throwing a single pick in the Jets' last 5 games. In 13 contests, he had just 9 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. Trey Lance, who the 49ers took at 3, actually played at North Dakota State in the FCS. He actually only started a single year at NDSU, passing for 28 touchdowns to, get this, 0 interceptions. Unlike Lawrence and Wilson, Lance didn't get the same fortune to see the field as a rookie. Coming into the draft, he was seen as more of the project type, and San Francisco took him to learn behind Jimmy Garoppolo. Lance did get to see some games in relief of Garoppolo, however, and even got to start 2 games. In week 5, he completed just over 50% of his passes and threw an interception in a loss. Then, it was announced that he had sprained his knee. That kept him out as Nate Sudfeld took over the starting gig, but after Garoppolo got hurt again later in the season, Lance started in week 17 and ended up winning his first career game against the Texans. It sounds like Lance is expected to be the starter this upcoming season, but honestly, who really knows? You could argue that the most talented player at the draft was Kyle Pitts. Pitts only started 2 years at Florida, and in that span, he just dominated. In only 8 games in 2020, Pitts had nearly 800 yards and 12 touchdowns, earning unanimous All-American honors. The Falcons took the stud tight end, who really plays more like a wide receiver, let's be honest with ourselves, at 4. He was the highest drafted tight end in NFL history, and despite Atlanta doing a piss-poor job of setting up plays for him, like, come on, this guy is huge. He can muscle over corners and is just way too fast for linebackers. But he only had a single touchdown. That being said, Pitts was still a game changer for the Falcons. He was just the second tight end to record over 1,000 yards as a rookie, joining Mike Ditka. Pitts even made the Pro Bowl, just like the stud taken 1 pick after him, Jamar Chase. The Bengals got a lot of hell for not helping Joe Burrow's offensive line, but I think it's safe to say that they made the right call picking his old college teammate. Chase actually only started consistently for a single year at LSU, recording almost 1,800 yards in 2019 before opting out of the COVID 2020 season. Chase stepped into the pros and immediately put everybody on notice. He had the most receiving yards in a season and in the postseason for a rookie ever. Chase even had a rookie game record 266 yards. He was an absolute monster, and his surge led Cincinnati to a Super Bowl. Now, he didn't end up getting a ring, but Chase was named Offensive Rookie of the Year and a second-team All-Pro. The Dolphins also drafted a wideout at 6, taking Jaylen Waddle. His best year at Alabama actually came as a freshman with over 800 yards, and he was expected to make a massive jump in 2020, but he ended up going down with a broken ankle. Waddle played alongside Tua Tagovailoa in college, and the two were reunited, and it worked. His 104 receptions are the most ever by a rookie wide receiver. Waddle finished the season with over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, Waddle gets to play alongside Tyreek Hill, who will surely take a lot of the defense's attention in the years to come. The Lions made the correct and boring decision at number 7, selecting an offensive lineman, Penei Sewell. He was an absolute beast at Oregon, being named a unanimous All-American in 2019. Sewell switched back and forth between left and right tackle as a rookie and only missed a single game all year. He's already shown flashes that he could be a staple on Detroit's line for years to come. Jaycee Horn, who the Panthers took at number 8 and is the son of Joe Horn, started as a freshman at South Carolina and slowly solidified himself as one of the best corners in the country. Horn probably didn't have the rookie season he was hoping for though. In just his 3rd game of his pro career, Horn went down with a fractured foot and landed on injured reserve. He had a single interception, but we never really got to see Horn's talent. But 2022 may be a different story. Another cornerback with a former Pro Bowl dad, Patrick Surtain, whose dad had the same name, was taken at 9 by Denver. In his final year at Alabama, Surtain helped the Crimson Tide to a national championship and was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Surtain showed a lot of poise and potential talent in his rookie year. He played in all but one game for the Broncos and was stellar in Week 12, recording 2 picks, including a pick 6, and was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Surtain was a stud at Alabama, and so was the next selection, Devonta Smith. It seems like the Eagles have been on the prowl for a number 1 wide receiver for years at this point, although now they have one in A.J. Brown. But in 2021, Philadelphia took a stab at Devonta Smith. The undersized reigning Heisman Trophy winner got to pair up with, and stop me if you've heard this before, his old college quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Smith was at Bama for 4 years, and after a good 2019 campaign, just absolutely dominated in 2020, recording over 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns. As a rookie, Smith recorded over 900 yards and 5 touchdowns. And now, he could have the chance to face the number 2 corners thanks to the addition of Brown. Safe to say that the first 3 quarterbacks drafted just didn't have good seasons. And the same goes for Justin Fields. The Bears were searching for their new franchise quarterback at 11, and who knows if they found him. Fields was a 2-year starter at Ohio State and was named first team All-Big Ten in both seasons. In his collegiate career, Fields went 20-2. In the pros, he was thrusted into the starting role earlier than expected after Andy Dalton went down with a knee injury. Fields had a bad year. He started in 10 games, went 2-8, and passed for just 7 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Now, there's plenty of time for Fields, and honestly, everybody on this list to figure things out. But as it currently stands, Micah Parsons was a home run pick. The Cowboys got an absolute stud at 12. Parsons was a beast at Penn State, recording 18 tackles for a loss in his first 2 seasons before he opted out of the COVID 2020 season. Parsons was an absolute beast at Penn State, recording 18 tackles for a loss in his first 2 seasons before he opted out of the 2020 COVID season and declared to the pros, where in 1 season, Parsons has already proven that he is capable of being one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Parsons was the unanimous Defensive Rookie of the Year, a first-team All-Pro, and made the Pro Bowl, all as a rookie. He had a Cowboys rookie record 13 sacks and forced 3 fumbles. When the Chargers got to 13, they knew what they needed: help on the line for Justin Herbert, and that's exactly what they got in Rashawn Slater. Much like Parsons, Slater skipped the COVID year, but Slater did play 3 years at Northwestern before that, and was a top lineman in the Big Ten from the second he stepped on the field. Last season in Los Angeles, he was the starting left tackle and was named an All-Pro. Another offensive lineman that impressed as a rookie was Alijah Vera-Tucker, who the Jets took at 14. Vera-Tucker was a 4-star before committing to USC, where he redshirted his first season and then barely played as a freshman. As a sophomore, he burst onto the scene and considered leaving for the draft, but ended up sticking around at USC and earned his second straight All-Pac-12 honors. Vera-Tucker had a good first year in New York, starting in nearly every single game for the Jets and only allowing 2 sacks. The Jets already drafted a quarterback, so they certainly weren't going to go after Mac Jones. But as for the other teams that drafted before the Patriots at 15, there's no arguing that mistakes were made.